Good day, subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Jeremy. This is the Financial Education Channel, and today I just wanted to do a fun video with you guys. So basically, if you didn't already know, I live in Las Vegas. Now, I don't live in technically Las Vegas. I live in a really nice suburb of Las Vegas, but I'm still like within a 30-minute drive of the Strip. So I live in Las Vegas Metropolitan. So I thought I would just kind of tell you guys what it's like to live in Vegas, because a lot of people really have no clue that anything even exists outside of Vegas, honestly, because if you've ever seen movies and whatnot, like The Hangover and those kind of movies, they portray Vegas, but they only portray the Strip, right? They're only on the Strip focused and all those kinds of things. If you've ever even been to Vegas, the chances are you just are on the Strip and that's it. And then you get on your plane and you're off. Or maybe you drive, but you're just on the highway and then you're off to wherever you need to go. So you never really get out and explore other than the Strip. You're just kind of like on the Strip, and there's so much to do there that is where you stay, and that's where you're at, and that's where you eat, and all those kinds of things. So you have really no clue that there's like a big city that's outside of Las Vegas, and there's actually things that are going on and whatnot. So what is it like? To me, I love it. I love it. If I could live anywhere, I would live here. Honestly, I love it here. I absolutely love it here. I love the part of town I live in and whatnot. Like I said, I live in a suburb of Las Vegas. It's beautiful. It's really nice. It's fairly safe. The city I live in was voted like one of the safest cities, big cities you can possibly live in, and all those kinds of things. I love it. It's really beautiful. Everything's very new. If you've ever been to... And this isn't the only place it's like that. You could also go to a lot of places in Arizona. If you've ever been to Arizona, everything's new. Like Vegas, Arizona, obviously like right around the Strip, like there's not such nice parts. Kind of like no different than if you've ever been to Phoenix, Arizona. Around the city, it's kind of like older and kind of like more crime-ridden, I guess you could say. But then as you get out into the further parts of Vegas or Phoenix or a lot of the newer cities, it's all really nice, and almost everything's new. Like almost everything's built within the last 20 years. It's absolutely crazy, from the houses to the restaurants and everything. When people come and visit from other states, you know, whether it be Charlotte or wherever they come from, whenever they come out here, they're like, man, everything's so new out here. Everything's so new and nice and clean, and it's just crazy. So that's something you'll definitely notice as you come out here. The cost of living, pretty dang cheap. I mean, it's not the cheapest place I've ever lived, but I would say it's one of the cheaper places. You know, gasoline, not too bad. Housing prices, very affordable housing prices compared to most of the country, and just overall costs is pretty nice. It's like I said, it's not the cheapest. I would say actually Phoenix, Arizona, where I lived, was actually cheaper than out here, but still, it was fairly a cheap place to live because the housing is abundant. Now, weather-wise, summers are very hot. And the winters can be pretty dang cold, especially kind of where I live, because the Strip is basically at the bottom of kind of the valley of Las Vegas Metropolitan, right? The Strip's kind of at the bottom. And then basically, as you go further out from the Strip, it kind of goes up. It kind of goes more and more into the mountains and more into the mountains. So where I live, it's kind of way out there, and I live maybe 3,000 feet above the sea level and whatnot. So it gets a little chilly up here. You know, nights are 30, 40 degrees usually. That's not like really cold, like East Coast type of cold, New York and Boston, those kinds of places, but it can certainly get cold, and the summers are hot. They're so dang hot. I mean, pretty much every day is over 100 degrees. Some days you're above 110 degrees, so it's no joke. It's hot. Not as hot as when I lived in Phoenix, and that's where I grew up and whatnot, but it's still so freaking hot. So that's something to be ready for if you ever actually come out here and you're visiting and whatnot in the summertime. Be prepared for the heat. But of course, if you come out here to visit, you're going to probably be in the hotels and whatnot most of the time, and in the casinos and all those kinds of things. So is it like a party lifestyle out here? Absolutely not. Like, the Strip is a party lifestyle, absolutely, but once you get into the suburbs, it's just normal. It's just normal life. The whole, let's get messed up, that doesn't exist. But you will notice everything kind of is like 24 hours out here. Like all the food stores around me, 24 hours. I could go there and do my full food shopping at 3 in the morning if I want. I've done it before. I can do that. I can do anything almost any time of the day. If you want to get a haircut at 3 in the morning, you can do it. You can get almost everything done. The amount of restaurants open 24 hours, the bars, Hooters, I mean, anything you can think of is pretty much open 24 hours unless it's a business that's obviously not going to get income. But so many places have slot machines or video poker and things like that, so they want to stay open later because they can make money off that. They can sell drinks, and you know, it's so I guess you could say Wild West-ish. And that kind of gets me to my next point about starting a business. I feel like Nevada is probably one of the easiest places to start a business. And that's one of the reasons I lived here, because I knew I was going to start businesses. So I wanted to move out here because I knew it was one of the easier places to do it. And it absolutely lives up to that reputation. So if you're ever planning on starting a business, it's a great state, in my opinion, to start one. It's not as many regulations you have to deal with as other states. Some states, I couldn't even imagine open a business in some of these states. The regulations are just, oh my gosh. Nevada, it's very easy, and it's like Wild West. And also taxes, you don't even have to file state taxes. I don't even file state taxes. It's freaking awesome because we don't have any state taxes because the casinos pay all the taxes here. So, you know, some states like California and whatnot, you got to pay 8, 9, 10% tax rate or whatever for state taxes. You don't have to deal with that here. You don't even have to file. You don't even have to file state taxes. There's no such thing. The casino industry pays for all that. They're kind of the ones that kind of run the ship as far as all that goes. So it's a beautiful thing. Another beautiful thing, you always have huge conferences here. I go to CES and things like that all the time, and many other conferences, you know, or not conferences, but like shows and whatnot. NAB show, that's another one that's kind of more for professional side of video production and photography and those kinds of things. It's kind of like a more professional version of CES, I guess you can say, but all those type of things, it all happens here because this is where the hotels are at and all those kinds of things. So it's awesome to be able to go to that. It's also awesome, even though we don't really ever do it because the shows are so stinking expensive, but you know, the entertainment here, it's like nowhere else in the world. The amount of shows you can see, the amount of musicians, there's always the hugest name musicians here all the time, and for New Year's and all those types of things. Anybody who's anybody tries to be in Vegas at that time because the amounts of money they get are ridiculous from the hotels and the resorts and whatnot. So there's always so much entertainment. Of course, you got to pay up for that entertainment. So we hardly even go to shows and whatnot because it's like $100 a person. It's like, okay, one show is $200. When you're on vacation, it might not seem like that much, but if you're just in normal everyday life, you're like, dang, do I really want to spend $200 just to go to that show tonight, or $300 or some of these or whatnot? But at the same time, those possibilities are out there and you can do all those kinds of things. The amount of eating options out here, unparalleled probably anywhere in my opinion, because you have every type of 5-star place you could possibly imagine on the Strip, right? You know, some of the fanciest resorts and whatnot, they have some of the finest food you could possibly imagine if you want to have that type of experience. But also we have about every fast food place I could possibly ever want. You know, I'm talking good ones like Chick-fil-A, In-N-Out Burger, some of those kind of places that I just love. So the amount of eating options is phenomenal out here. But that's basically kind of what it's like to live out here. I don't think I have too much else to say. Let me know in the comment section if you guys have any more questions for me, what it's like to live out here and those kinds of things, because I just think it's a fun video to do, because I think like the portrayal from movies and whatnot, it's just totally different, you know? The Hangover, you know, they're just getting messed up on the Strip, and when you come out here, you're just on the Strip. I remember my first time out here, I didn't really get to see anything outside of the Strip. It was just a Strip, and we went from hotel to hotel to hotel, and then when it was time to go, we left. And that was kind of it. You don't explore anything. It's not like other places you might go where you might explore actually outside of the tourist spot. This is, when you come to Vegas, you stay on the Strip, and that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed sharing it today. I hope somebody keeps texting me over here. I hope I kind of told you guys everything I remembered to tell you and whatnot. Leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video today, guys. If you came across this, you're not subscribed yet, you may want to. We talk personal finance on this channel usually. We usually talk entrepreneurship. I'm a business owner. I give away a lot of my business tips. And we usually talk about the stock market and how to be a successful investor. But not today. Today's just a fun video. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.